So that's been massive for me as well, of like, you know, going through this journey and being able to, it's vulnerable. Do you know, this podcast is vulnerable.
Right.
You know, there's things people,
expressing, you being honest with yourself.
being honest with like who you are, what you know, your life, your story, your own imperfections, your own flaws, your own whatever, opening yourself up to, at the end of the day with these things, you know, if I talk about my spirituality, that's super vulnerable to me because it opens me up to criticism of like the most sacred thing to me.
Right.
You know, from somebody that's going to be like, oh, weirdo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm already projecting that onto the audience right now because I feel like it's vulnerable.
Right.
Do you know? But I think when you do, you know, you feel the fear and you do it anyway when you show up courageously. It gives you the opportunity to then connect with the people that are ready to hear, like, you know, that resonate with you, that ready to hear what you have to say and connect with you on like this deeper level and probably feel like they're in alignment with what your experiences are with you, with what you have to say.
Yeah, if you live your life off the fear of what the negative things that people are going to say, then you don't also open yourself up to the positive.
So it means you're in servitude to like what you want to avoid. You know, so it's like if I'm constantly worrying about like, oh, am I going to be liked or how am I going to be received or whatever else, like I'm going to be all the time trying to second guess what the person that isn't going to like me is going to like and trying to like live in servitude to that instead of like living on my own path.
Right.
I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to be me.
Yourself.
If you like me, then awesome. If you don't, like,
keep moving.
You know, I think it's like it's also like if you don't, it's kind of a you problem.
Yeah. What is it? If you don't, if someone doesn't like what is that saying about themselves, right?
Yeah. Like,
is it maybe they say something they don't like about themselves?
Probably. Right. Especially if they see me on social media. You don't know me. I'm just a mirror on social. And again, this is like, the line between accountability and like enabling, right? Like that doesn't mean that we don't accept criticism, that we can't be open to blah, 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 whatever else. But like, as a general rule, I do think, when you show up, Brene Brown calls it being in the arena. Like you've got to be in the arena.
You know? Like the Roman arena?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Yeah, she's like, let me check my quote because it's awesome. I feel like I heard it from Brene Brown, but she was quoting someone else.
Be in the arena, yeah. I can see maybe you are around all these people and.
No, it's like as in like you have to show up like in like when you're showing up authentically and vulnerably in life, like you're in the arena.
Right.
Like,
so people are watching.
You're in the battle. Do you know? It's like other people are observers. Do you know? Like
you're showing up. You're there. You're tackling life. You're not
like you're in. Yeah, you're gonna be in the arena. What does she say? Let me try to find it.
I guess that the way I see it is you're showing up, and instead of just not tackling your issues and.
Yeah, so it is she takes it from another quote. But it's like, it's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or it's super long, but it's like the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. Like, and it's like people that like aren't showing up vulnerably and are practicing a lot of self-judgment are gonna judge you, especially when you're showing up vulnerably and authentically. They're not in the fucking arena.
Spectators. A spectator sport.
Yeah.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, I guess maybe social media is a lot of that. When people see you on YouTube or Instagram, it's a spectator sport where, you know, it's so easy to just judge and point fingers and say, oh, look at this person. But then how about you try that? How about you open yourself up and see how that feels, right? Yeah. To go on stage and be and play a song or tell a joke on stage. Someone can be like, oh, you suck, blah, 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 and you're horrible.
Right.
You try it, right?
Yeah. And it's also, I think, like, you know, outside of when we get into like a social issue, when people are being actively like harmful, problematic. I'm not talking about people that are showing up on social media being racist or homophobic or whatever else. But outside of that, as a general rule, like if you don't like my content, why are you complaining? Like, go watch something else.
Yeah.
Do you know how many millions of people there are making content on
vlogs, YouTube?
Like, why? I don't know. Like, it's like there's loads of YouTube channels that are about gaming, right? I'm not into that. Like, I'm not into watching somebody else play a video game. I quite like playing video games. I'm not into watching somebody else do it. Doesn't do it for me. I tell you what you will not catch me doing, though, is being under their comment sections being like, I don't like this. This isn't for me. Stop making these videos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, people are so weird. Like, weird for that. Like, you're a weirdo. I don't know. Like, if you're gonna watch something that isn't up your tree and then be annoyed that, like, I don't know, like, you're not into spiritualism, you're not into personal development, you're not into whatever, and you came onto my channel and watched my video and you didn't like it, and now, like, you're mad at me about that.
Right.
I don't know. It seems like a you problem. It just seems like a you problem until I take it on and make it my own.
Yeah.
And, like, aside from that, like I said before, it's like very much on social media. Like, it's so much projections. Of course, people can get a sense of you. People can get a sense of you when you're showing up authentically and you're showing up honestly. But really, it's so much more about, like, what you represent for them.
It's also too that when people have this separation, right? You may be driving in a car and someone may, like, you may cut them off, right? And they beep the horn and they curse at you and put your middle finger up. But if there was no car and if it was you two walking, you think they would
do that?
No, because there's a separation. This is
social media, like, particularly, I think, has detached people from each other's, like, humanity. Like, it's like a game, so and, like, in this era as well of, like, actual game, like, it all feels like it's not real. I think it's easy for people to forget that they're talking to a real human being. I used to find it super difficult. When I first started on social media. Like, the amount of negativity that would come in and all the rest of it was a lot for me to deal with. Obviously, it was, like, also when I had that narrative inside myself already, and it's like, well, I have to deal with it from the outside too.
I always wonder how you can do it, especially if you have a lot of followers, if you have a lot of people. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, no? I mean, maybe, I don't know how it is for you, but...
I mean, ask me this, like, a few years ago, and it would have been a very different answer. I used to struggle with it a lot. I found it really overwhelming and very, very difficult. And I was, like, a total people pleaser. And, like, I was constantly trying to predict how people could react badly to everything so that I could, like, talk to everyone and meet everything and and again, this is why I say it's like you're in servitude to the exact thing that you're trying to avoid. So now it's like, I don't care. Like, how do I deal with hate? Like, I don't need to. Like, it's literally like, I don't care. Well, you don't like me? All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for you. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm actually showing up for the people that are going to take something from what I'm doing. Do you know, it's like, again, especially these days, when I started social media, like, I wanted the followers. I wanted to do well. I was literally trying to find validation out of my work in an era where I could have fucking followers and likes tell me how valuable I am. You know, I'd put up a picture of my body, like my muscular body, and it's like, I'm gonna have comments, you know, wow, inspiring, amazing, tens of thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of followers, and it's like, see, you know. But of course, with that, when there was criticism, it shook me a lot more. But it's like, no, I don't care. You know, I don't care. Like, sometimes I have to pragmatically think about engagement, and I have to pragmatically think about my strategy on social media and how my page is performing, particularly, like, reviving my page from it being a fitness page to being a personal development page with a big period in the middle where I was inactive, you know. And I have to think a little bit about, like, where am I at with the algorithm, where, like, what's going on as a professional. I don't give a fuck. Do you know, it's like, I know how I could get loads and loads of likes on social media and probably, like, gain more followers and do all of this, but it wouldn't serve me at my business now, or, like, be in service of what I'm in service to.
Okay.
Do you know, like, I've been on this journey for a reason, and I'm a teacher, and I have to pass this message forward. Like that's the whole point. You know, that's what I'm here for. That's what
What is the message?
As in, like, I went through this whole process, and I've had to go through like my karmic journey and my fucking whatever, and figure it out and come out the other side. And so it's like, I know the answer now. I've got this. I'm not saying my way is the only way, and my way is going to resonate with everyone that follow me. Like, I'm not trying to like build a cult. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, there's going to be, like, I tell you, like, one thing that we fucking aren't as human beings is original. Do you know, if I felt it, someone else is feeling it.
Right.
Do you know, and if I've been through it, somebody else is going through it, and it might not look exactly the same in like the practical sense of like the exact traumatic event, but the way that it's playing out in somebody's life might be similar. And like,
have you gotten a lot of those comments, or people on social media, or people reaching out to you, or how do you handle a lot of that, because you have a lot of followers?
What do you mean, in terms of the negativity, or in terms of like people? Positivity.
Like,
I love it. It's awesome. You know, since I was doing fitness, some incredible, like, cried, like, in absolutely like awe-inspiring exchanges with people online, and that's why I'm still here. Right. You know, that's why I'm still doing it, still online. Really, like, if I hadn't been in the place that I was in then, I don't think I ever would have made social media. And if I didn't have social media now, I wouldn't make one. I would be like living my little hermit life, like recluse, like offline. But because of the way that it all happened, the way, like, you know, the way that it played out, I did make social media, and now I have like this platform on there. And even though I'm in this place where I could quite easily live without social media, I also love that connection, and love the way that I can touch people's lives, and the way that people have touched my life through social media. You know, people that I would obviously never have come into contact with otherwise. You know, and I think when you're a creator, and when you have a page, and when you're doing what you're doing, of course, like, particularly in areas of work that I've worked in, and talking about the things that I talk about, of course, I've had conversations with people that have come to me and talked about how I've helped them, or whatever else, or how I've inspired them, and all the rest of it. And it's obviously, it's lovely. They're beautiful exchanges. But I think it's easy for people to not maybe realize, like, how much my, like, supporters online have been like the pivotal moment of a day, or a moment, or whatever. Like, when you're also going through life and being a human and doing whatever, and somebody's come to you with the perfect message in the perfect moment, just when you needed it. Do you know what I mean? And that's happened to me countless times.